So, did you read about the session? Do you know where this is happening right now? So, this is Mani Bhavan. Okay, have you heard of Mani Bhavan? Mani Bhavan is the place where Gandhiji used to stay when he would come into Bombay. So he traveled the entire country, isn't it? Whenever he would come to Bombay, as part of the freedom struggle that we were all fighting, he would stay here. This was the house of his friend, of a very dear friend of his. So he would stay here. He, Kasturba, they would all live here, and lot of people would come here to meet him every day whenever he was here. Okay, and now Mani Bhavan is a place where we've got a lot of photographs of Gandhiji from all the years, when he's been here. Not just here, but a lot of photographs of his. And more importantly, there are about more than 50,000 books of Gandhiji that have been kept over here. Okay. In fact, in this 50,000, there are books that have been written by him. There are books that have been written about him. Others have written about him. There are books that he has read. All of those have been kept over here. So more than 50,000 books in this entire. It's like a house. It's a big house. Okay, and now that has been converted into a library, into a space where you can come and you can know more about Gandhiji, you can know more about his thoughts. So many, things about Gandhiji that we don't read in our textbooks. Right now, what do we know? We know about Gandhiji, whatever is we know from the textbook, isn't it? So here, there is so much more that you can get to know about him. So that is what Mani Bhavan is all about, or this entire this space is all about. Okay, and the thing is that Gandhiji, like while we all know him as Mahatma Gandhi, the father of the nation, uh, he is a human being like all of us. So right from his childhood, there have been so many small incidents that have happened, that we can actually learn so much from. And what I'm going to do today is share a few of these incidents with all of you, and then we can talk about what we learned, what we take away from these incidents. Super, super. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So, Gandhiji used to live. He was born like we have. Do you guys know where Gandhiji was born? He was born in Porbandar. Porbandar is a small city in Gujarat. Okay, so he was born in Porbandar. Yes, Kalyani.
It's cracking a lot and I'm not able to hear you only.
Okay. Can you ask somebody at home to help you check? Because I am able to see and hear everything very clearly. So if you could just check with
Yeah,
somebody at home.
I'm also able to hear. Kalani, can you refresh once just to reset it? Yeah.
Super. So he was born in Porbandar, where he used to live with his family, his father, his mother. He had two brothers and a sister. So all of them lived together over there for the first few years and all of that. Now he was born into a vegetarian family. Okay, so like all of them, they would only eat vegetarian food. They would not eat non-vegetarian at all. But what happened is when he would go to school, he and his older brother would go to school together. Okay. And what started happening is as they would go, there were these restaurants on the way. And there was one restaurant where they were serving non-veg food. So his brother one day was very tempted. And his brother said, "Wow, I think we must try it. We must definitely try it." So then Gandhiji, oh, by the way, now we all know him as Gandhiji. Do you know what was his pet name? No? So what was his full name? What was Gandhiji's full name? Go ahead, go ahead. Yes, Yuvraj.
Mahatma Karamchand Gandhi.
Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. Mahatma is what we call him. Hi, Shruti. How are you? I can't see hear you. Can you go on air?
Yes.
Ha, now I can hear you. Super, super. So his full name was Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. So his name was Mohandas. Do you know what was his pet name? He was known as Monia. As a child, he was known as Monia. Yes. So Monia and his brother, when they would go to school, no, they used to pass all these restaurants. I'm sure even y'all, when you go out and if you see a restaurant, you'll be like, I want to definitely have something over there. Correct? Do you all tell your parents or whichever adult you are going out with that you want to have food at a restaurant? So then even Monia and his brother felt the same. So then when they started going, they decided that okay, fine. So the brother said that we should go into that non-vegetarian restaurant and we should try it. So Monia said, "Arey, but our family does not have non-vegetarian food. Do you think it is okay? Don't you think mother and father will be very upset about it?" So then his brother said, "But don't tell them only, no. If they don't know, then how would they be upset about it?" So Monia thought about it for a bit. Just 1 second, Kalyani. Monia thought about it for a bit. Then he said, "Okay, fine. Let's try now." Okay. And they went in. And they had. And they really liked it. So what did they start doing? They started going regularly and started having non-vegetarian food over there. But they would not always have money to pay for it. Okay. So, but the person who ran the restaurant, no, who owned the restaurant, knew Gandhi, the family very well, knew Monia's parents very well. So he also said, okay, you come, you eat, you can pay me later, he told them. So not every day, but they started going regularly and they started having non-vegetarian food over there. Now, one day, finally, they had to pay money and they did not have enough money for it. So then Monia kept asking, "Oh my God, now what are we going to do about this? How are we going to, pay them the money? We don't even have so much." So then his brother said, "Hey, listen, on my finger there is a ring. How about we sell a little part of that? And then the money we can pay these people." So then Monia said, "Arey, but you think mother will not see if one part of your ring goes missing?" So then the brother said, "So we will make up some story. If mama asks Tabhi, we will tell her that, oh, it went missing or we lost it or something like that." Monia was still not convinced. And he kept thinking, he was like, okay, fine, if you say so. He was not very convinced about it. But his brother's telling him, and they had to pay. They had to pay the restaurant owner. So finally he said, okay, fine, let us sell this and let us pay him off. So they did that. They went, they took a part of the ring, they sold because that was a gold ring, okay, a ring made of pure gold. So they sold it and they paid off the restaurant owner. Now, at the end of the day, when they came back home in the night, they were sitting and doing something, okay, Monia and his brother. And they saw, and the mother saw immediately that a part of the ring was missing. So then what did the mother, so then the mother obviously asked, "Arey, where is your ring? How did it break?" So then immediately the brother said, "Oh no, actually it must have fallen off somewhere and I don't know, we didn't notice it." So the mother was very surprised. She said, "Really? Okay, fine. No problem then." And she trusted. She fully trusted Monia and her brother and his brother because she never thought that they would lie to him. No. So she said, "Okay, fine." Now, when she said okay, Monia got very upset. Monia thought, "Oh my God, my mother trusts me so much. Our parents trust me so much. And I lied to them. I lied about, I have not told them that I eat non-veg. I lied about the fact that I sold this ring. He was he was very upset, and he couldn't even sleep properly that night. He kept tossing and turning, and, he couldn't sleep. Finally, he came to his mother and he told her everything. He truthfully told her everything that had happened. He told how, his brother and he had gone, they had non-veg food for so many days, in spite of the fact that they are, not allowed to eat non-veg. Then he told about how he sold the ring, a part of the ring so that they could pay money. He said all of that. He confessed everything to his mother. His mother heard him out very silently. Okay, his mother listened to everything that he had to say, and she was very upset. She was, I guess she must have thought, that I trusted my sons so much, and still they went ahead and did this. But she didn't say anything. What did she do? She told Monia, now you go and tell all of this to your father. Don't, you have told me, which is great. Now you go and tell your father, she told. So he said, my God, I don't have the courage to go and tell my father. Mom, he asked his mother, he requested his mother, please, you only tell him. I do not have the courage to face him. So his mother said, no, I am not going to tell him anything. You have done something wrong. You only go and own up. So then he went into the room, but he just couldn't open his mouth and say anything. So what did he do? He took a piece of paper and he wrote down everything that he had to say. He wrote it down on a piece of paper and he gave it to his father. Okay. Now his father at that time was a little unwell. So he was resting. So he was lying on the bed and he was resting. So he took the paper and he opened it and he read everything that was written. He was quite upset. In fact, like there were small tears coming out of his eyes and all of that. Because like his mother, his father also trusted all of them. His father trusted the kids. They never thought only that, my God, our sons and, our children would lie to us. Why do they need to lie to us? So he was quite upset. But all he said was this. He just said that it is okay that you have done something wrong. But what I appreciate is that you have come forward and you have admitted that you have done this. You have admitted, you have told me truthfully that, you have done something wrong. And that, I think, requires a lot of courage. So that is why I have forgiven you. And, after that, Monia decided that never in his life is he going to ever hide things from his parents or from people he loves, or he is never going to say something which is not the truth. He is never going to speak a lie. He decided. Okay, and that is what Monia followed right up to, when he, even after he became the Mahatma, he always spoke the truth. Because what happens is that when you say something which is a lie, you feel bad because there are people who've trusted you, isn't it? Has it ever happened that we have had to say a lie to somebody we really love? No? No, Shruti? That's nice. Very, very proud of you. I can't hear you, baby. You're on mute.
Yes.
Did you want to share something?
No.
No? Okay. Then it's fine. I thought you were speaking. That is why I said you're on mute. Has it ever happened, Kalyani, Yuvraj, that you had to ever say a lie? Sachi. Once. Small lie that you would have told. Really? Yes, Kalyani? Go ahead. Share it. It's perfectly okay. Okay, fine. You don't have to share it. Don't worry. But yes, I think you must go and tell your loved ones. And what is important is that you make Just see how is it that you can gather the courage to admit even if you've done something wrong. Because we are all humans, isn't it? We will do things that are wrong probably. Maybe we don't understand that it is wrong. So then all we have to do is walk up to the person and tell them that, hey, you know what? I did something wrong and I want to correct it. Simple. Simple as that. No? Super. So this was when Monia was a young boy. Okay. Now, as Monia kept growing, and he actually grew up and studied to be a lawyer. You all know who's a lawyer, right? Yes? Yes? No? Maybe? Never? Okay, I will anyways just tell you what does a lawyer do. So when somebody does something wrong or when somebody is caught by the police, okay, the person is taken to court where they are given a punishment. So at that time, you have to have a lawyer who can speak to the judge, okay, to prove that you are actually innocent. Yes, Kalyani? Yes, go ahead. What did you want to share?
I wanted to say that what I think is a lawyer.
Okay.
Because I didn't hear you.
Okay,
I
go
didn't
ahead.
hear you.
Go ahead.
So a lawyer, before you said that, I thought a lawyer was the person who does that. Send like the person who sends the bad people to jail. The person who sends them to jail. So
Correct.
not the police, but the person who sits on the big chair. I'm not able to describe
That is the
it.
judge. I know. That is the judge who sits on that big chair and who says that, okay, who says finally that, okay, you are wrong, you are right. But there is somebody who actually tells them, no, that, okay, these are the 5 reasons why this person is not wrong. So that person is the lawyer. Okay. Yes, the advocate. So that is what Mohandas trained to be. Okay, he wanted to be a lawyer and he studied and he became a lawyer. What do you guys want to be? What do you want to be when you grow up, Shruti?
IPS.
Oh, you want to join the IPS service. That is very cool. And what are you doing to become a police officer? Are you staying fit? Are you exercising every day? Yes?
Yes.
Very nice. So proud of you. Super. Yes, Kalyani.
To be IPS.
I didn't hear you very clearly, baby. Can you repeat that?
Because my father is a police, that's why I have to be a IPS.
Do you have to be an IPS? Or do you want to be an IPS?
I have to be.
Oh, you have to be. Okay then. All right. Very nice. Super. Yes, Kalyani. What do you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be a chef.
You want to be a chef? Very nice. Super. And how about you, Yuvraj? What do you want to be when you grow up?
I have not thought about that.
No problem. It is perfectly okay if you don't think about it right now also. And in fact, you know what? Even if you've thought that you want to be something, maybe in a few years, you may want to be something else. Like when I was growing up, when I was maybe your age, I wanted to be an air hostess. You know why? Because I love traveling to new places. So I wanted to be an air hostess. Then after some time, I decided that, maybe I want to set up a hotel somewhere because I wanted to go to these exotic places. So then I thought that I want to set up a hotel. And now after all of that, what do? Now I'm telling you stories. I'm telling you stories about all of these people who are around the world. So it's perfectly okay. Even if you've thought that you want to be something today, in a few years, you may think differently. and that's fine. Okay. So coming to how Mohandas, coming to Mohandas becoming a lawyer. Now he went to Africa. Yes, Kalyani, what happened?
It may be a little late, but I said I wanted to say that if you're an air hostess, you're not traveling. You just see the airport of the
Kalyan.
air hostess.
No. Okay, Kalyani, it's frozen. But anyway, so maybe we'll talk about it when she comes back. So an air hostess does not only sit in the airport. They can go out also. They go into the city. They go to different places. Air hostess does not always sit inside the airport or the aeroplane. No. Anyways, so once Mohandas became a lawyer, he traveled to Africa. Okay, and in Africa, he went to a city called Durban. Now, what happened in Durban is he was representing somebody in the court over there, and he was with his friend by the name of Abdullah Seth. Okay, they had both gone to court, and at that time, Mohandas was wearing a turban. All right. Now he entered the court, and once he was there, he was beginning to speak for his client, the person who he was, there for. The judge over there says that sorry, you cannot stand here wearing a turban. You have to take off your turban, he said. So Mohandas was surprised. Mohandas said, "Why should I take off the turban? There are so many other people in court. They who have worn caps and all of that. Why am I the only one who's taking off the turban?" So then the judge got angry because
Telling. ये कौन है?
Shruti, can you mute yourself? Thank
Yes.
you. No. You were not on mute. So the conversation in your house, I can also hear it. Okay, so if you're saying something there, no, just mute yourself. Thank you. So what happened is the judge got very angry that how is this person, he is not even somebody from England, he is coming here and telling me that he is not going to take off his turban. So the judge got angry and he said, if you have to practice over here in this courtroom, you have to take off your turban. Simple as that. So Gandhiji got very angry. Mohandas got very angry and he walked out of the courtroom. Okay. And his friend Abdullah Seth kept running behind him. And he asked, what happened? Why did you walk out? So Mohandas said, this is wrong. Why should I take off my turban? So many people in the courtroom were wearing this. He is not asking any of them to take out. Just because I am from India, I am not going to take off my turban. So saying that, he walked away from there. Okay. Now, after that incident, very soon what happened is Mohandas was traveling to another city, okay, for another case that he was representing. And in that, he had to travel by train. So he did not want to travel in a crowded compartment, all of that, because he had worn his suit and, he had to go into the court. So basically, he got into the first class and he made himself comfortable. Okay, he put the luggage in the overhead compartment and he sat down and he made himself comfortable. But at that point, there was an Englishman who came into the compartment. Now, when this happened, this was so many, like more than 100 years back. At that time, the English were also ruling over Africa. And they said that Indians, Africans, none of them can travel by first class if there is an English person traveling in it. So then the Englishman said, sorry, you have to go out. In fact, he didn't even say sorry. He just said, you cannot sit in this compartment. You have to go into the other compartment and sit there. So Mohandas said, why should I go? I have bought a ticket. I have bought a first class ticket. Why should I go into another compartment? Why cannot I travel in this compartment? I have the right to travel over here. So the Englishman said, it has nothing to do with whether you have bought a ticket or not. The rule says that if there is an Englishman traveling by the first class compartment, no Indians or Africans can be in it. You have to go and sit outside with the others. And Mohandas got very angry. He said, I am sorry. I am not going anywhere. I am going to continue sitting right here. So the Englishman went and got the ticket checker. Okay, the ticket checker came and he said, you cannot sit here. You have to go out. It is a rule. Mohandas said, I am not going out. You do whatever you want. I am not going out of this compartment. And finally, the ticket checker got the guards. Okay, he got the guards who then physically picked up Mohandas, took all his luggage from the overhead compartment and threw it out on the platform. And they pushed Mohandas also out onto the platform. And he fell and he sat there while the train moved off. Okay. Now, when this happened, he got so angry. He got so upset. He kept thinking that just because of the country that I am from, just because of the kind of clothes I wear, just because of the color of my skin, these people are not allowing me to do as I like. They are treating me differently just because of all of this. Okay. And with that, he decided that this has to be fought against. I am going to definitely fight against this discrimination. Do you know what is discrimination? Do you know what is the meaning of the word? Yes? Okay, who can tell me? Shruti, do you want to share what is the meaning of the word discrimination?
Can I? Okay. Discrimination means that you tell someone you're not allowed to do this because you're this color, or you're this race, or you're from this religion. You eat this.
Correct.
Yeah, it's
Correct.
the injustice of different categories.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So that is exactly what discrimination is, where you differentiate between people just on the basis of the religion that they follow, the race that they are from, the color of their skin, what they eat, all of that. Okay, so he got very, very, very angry. And he said, this is unfair. Why should it be like this? Why should it be that, I have to face a different kind of treatment because of these reasons? And in fact, I have to face Africans in their own country also have to face this problem. In Africa, Africans were only not allowed to do it. Okay, so he got very, very upset and he walked away from there, deciding that he is going to fight against this rule. All right. And he started doing that by writing. So that is how he started an entire movement in Africa where they started fighting for their freedom. Now, after that, what happened is that in time, while he was staying there, in fact, while he was staying there, he made friends with a very, very, he became very good friends with the Polak family. Okay. And he was staying there, by then Mohandas had got married. He was, he was married to Kasturba. He had 5 children. So he had 4 sons and he adopted a daughter. Okay. So he was living with all of them. And what happened is that one day, Mr. Henry Polak had come to his house, okay, to Gandhiji's house. Now, by that time, what happened is until then, once he came into India, when he came to Australia, when he came to Africa, when he came to Africa, he was known as Mohandas. Okay. But once he came there, he started fighting for the rights of, the people there. He started fighting against the British rule there. So people started calling him Gandhiji with respect. Okay. So at each stage, he is also known by so many different names. Like when he was a child, he was known as Monia. When he grew up, he started working, he was known as Mohandas. Then he came to be known as And when he came back to India, he started fighting for India's freedom. he began to be known as the Mahatma Gandhi. You know, so when Gandhiji was living in South Africa and he had started talking about freedom and all of that, so Henry Pollack came to his house. Like I said, they were very, very close family friends. Okay, so they came to his house, and what happened is so his second son, Manilal, was there, and he told Manilal, that is Henry Pollack, Mr. Pollack told Manilal to go and fetch a book from Mr. Pollack's house. Now, they were not living so close by. It was a little far away. So Manilal said, okay, I will bring it for you, uncle, he said. And he went off to play. Now he was playing, he was doing other things the entire day. What happened is, in the evening, when it was getting slightly dark, Mr. Pollack again asked Manilal, Are, did you get the book? Were you able to find the book in my house? And that's when Manilal realized, oh no, I forgot to get the book only. Oh ho. So then he said, he was like, okay, maybe I can get it tomorrow because now it's dark and your house is quite a way off. So at that time, Gandhiji stepped in because Gandhiji had heard all this conversation between Mr. Pollack and Manilal. So Gandhiji stepped in and said, no, that is not allowed. If you have agreed to, bring something for Mr. Pollack, then you have to bring it. It is not an option. It is your fault that you waited till it is night. You should have got it before only. You had the entire day to go and bring it. So it is not a choice. You have to bring it. So everybody was like, Arey, but he's such a young boy. How can he go in this dark? He has to go all the way to Mr. Pollack's house, get the book, come back. It'll be so late. Gandhiji said, it does not matter. If he has given a promise, if he has agreed to do something, he has to do it. It is not an option only. So all of them kept wondering, how are we going to change Gandhiji's mind? Finally, there was somebody called Kalyan Bhai who used to work with Gandhiji at that time. Okay, so Kalyan Bhai said, okay, your condition is just that Manilal has to get the book. He will get the book. I will go with him. We will go together. We will get the book and come back. So Gandhiji said, that is up to you. That I have no problem with. But Manilal has to be there. He has to go and get the book. Anybody who wants can go with him. So then that is what they did. So Kalyan Bhai and Manilal, in the evening, it was already getting dark. They went all the way to Mr. Pollack's house, picked up the book, and they came back. Okay. And that is when Gandhiji said something very, very special. He said that a man is a product of his thoughts. Okay. And what he thinks, he becomes. So basically, if we make up in our mind, okay, if we decide in our mind that we can do something or we can't do something, then that is all. Now, there was no option for, Manilal but to go and get the book. So then what happened? He then figured out ways, or somebody else figured out a way for him to go, get the book with him. Okay. So that was one of the things. For example, if we decide today that, oh my God, I can never be, a musician. If I decide that I can never be a musician, I will not be a musician. But if I decide that I will definitely try to be a musician, I will keep practicing. Little. Every day I will keep practicing and I will eventually be able to get there. So what we are able to do or not able to do is in our mind. It is a matter of our faith. Okay, our own belief in ourselves. All right. So if any of you, for example, Shruti wants to be in the police. So she has to decide in her mind that she is going to be physically fit. She has to decide in her mind that she is going to be able to be a police officer. Only then will she be able to even take the efforts towards it. Or for that matter, like Kalyani said, she wants to be a chef. So she has to decide in her mind that, okay, every day I'm going to learn something about being that. Okay, and that is the way we would be able to achieve what we want to. All right. So those were some stories of Gandhiji that are present here at in this building. And when this lockdown gets over, no, you all must come and visit here. There are so many things. There are so many photographs. Have you seen a charkha? Have any of you seen a charkha? Yes, Yuvraj, where have you seen the charkha?
In our school, we had the trip, so we had gone there to see.
Oh, you've come to Mani Bhavan already.
Yeah.
Oh, how nice! Super. So you've seen the photographs here. Have you gone through any of the books here?
No.
No? Oh, I see. You must definitely come visit one of these days, and you must go through the books also over here. So you can actually take a membership also of the library over here. Have you also come to this place, Shruti? Have you come to this building? No?
No.
Okay. All right. Super. Lovely. So it was very, very nice having both of you over. Thank you having all of you over. Sorry, not both of you. And thank you so much for logging in. I hope you all had fun.
Yes.
Okay, super. And let me know in case there are any other stories of Gandhiji that you read and you find interesting. Okay. All right. Super. Thank you all so much. Have fun.
Bye.
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 Bye. See you.
Bye.